quick save.
Alright then.
Alright, this better have been
All
worth
right,
it. Hearth Harvest. Debatable. But let's get these levels up. Another survival. Next. Alright, here we go. Plus 20 on Armored Grace. Minus 20. Alright, that could be good. Unbending. Ooh, that could be really good. Guardian Stance. Clear Out. Oh, man. I'm gonna go with that. Alright, a Mage Friend. Let's get a Survival in there. Alright. Iron Skin, Flame Shield, Essential Phantom. Ooh, that could be good. Wall of Flame. Oh, we get 2 spells. Alright, offensive, unlike priests and druids, wizards. That was weird. Oh, it steals. That's sweet. Alright, I think I'm definitely going to go with that. And then... Man, this is hard. I guess Wall of Flame, we'll do that one. Man, everyone leveled, sweet. Another survival. Oh, look, we just got a whole bunch of new. Prevent severely wounded character yourself from reaching 0, so it's like protect, accuracy bonus, restore major, so a huge heal. Ooh, that's a big one. Alright, sweet. Now let's see what our friend over here got. Anything over here? Nah. Or a drop chunk. Rime and Frost Trap. I'm gonna go with that. Maybe we get a trap now. I mean, that dude's literally just a summoner, so it doesn't even matter. Alright, so it's rest. Oh, sweet. Now let's go down here. So training grounds are purchased. Wait, what? I'm so confused. I purchased. Um. What? What the hell happened? I had bought a lot of these. I'm so confused. All right, I'm really lost right now. Did something happen? Like, I swear I had bought those. I'm really concerned right now. Because I was pretty sure I bought the Bailey too. Alright, those shits. Alright, this is getting annoying real quick. Attack this thing.
Hey. Not getting through. What?
Following your lead.
Let's see how this does. Boom! Alright.
How may I help?
Here, yeah, you use that on that dude. I want to see this dude explode. Alright, that didn't do as much as I thought it was going to do. Alright, I don't like druids. Or at least I don't like fighting them, I should say. All their stuff is fine. Whoo! We got, yep. We are definitely
Indeed. Hey.
approaching difficult stuff. Quick save. This might be one of those areas that we kind of just scoot through. Because, yeah. Do you have camping supplies? We're just going to keep scooting right now until we get some camping supplies, and then we'll come back. Hey, look! We're going to go here. It went from every quest fight that we were doing was pretty straightforward and simple to our first fight outside the city, we get destroyed. So, Darford Mill, Temple of Barith, Grieving mother. Apothecary. Here we go, there's an inn. Nobody talk to me. What? Oh, it's just shiny. We're gonna rest. Grab some camping supplies.
I just want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
Where is... Who do I talk to
Hail,
Sin?
traveler.
First time at the Dracogen. Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say you're interested in the story. Haven't finished the chants, but perhaps I can tell you about it all the same. Have another time. I need...
Hail, traveler.
Alright, I talked to you the first time. Do you have... Yes, you do. I will take 2 of those. Can we sell some of this stuff? Money. Alright. So we got some camping supplies.
Well met, friend.
Rooms. Alright. 2 dexterity, 6 damage reduction. 2 might, 2 con, 2 intellect. Hell yeah, let's go with that one. How many hirelings do I have? Do I have all the ones I can get? Can I hire more? Still really bugs me how I swore I bought a lot of those upgrades. So it'll see, but there's got to be someone here who's familiar with the ruins. All right, so we got to talk to some people about that. But first, we are gonna go clear out. We're gonna see if we can clear out this area. Actually, screw it. Let's see if we can just do this quest. What's up?
Good day, stranger.
You've recently come to Deerfoot, I take it. I don't suppose you saw a young elven noblewoman on the road. I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit until we find her. I haven't seen anyone like that. Same as everyone else in this blazing village. Perhaps you could go speak to Lord Hardron in the inn anyway. He'll be grateful for the assistance, and it could be the locals open up to you about his daughter's disappearance more than they have us. Alright, we got a side quest. Let's go check these ruins. I don't know if these are the ruins that I'm supposed to go to.
The smell around here reminds me of this stable hand, Drutman.
Let's see. Stay out of my private quarters. That goes for you and Harun's bootlickers.
Worth a look.
Hail and well met.
What's in this collapsed tower? It's collapsed. Nothing. He rolls his eyes and shrugs. A few hides on stretching racks. The tallow stench Dingler's always grumbling about. The rest of the keep's dust, just like the fool lady Thanu who tried to hold it. There's a bard in the inn who'll tell you about the whole blazing story if you want to hear it. What do you have for sale? Girdle of Mortal Protection. Decrease critical hit damage. Regeneration. Ooh, bye. Alright. That is going to go on you, because you die constantly. Alright, I guess let's go to the inn. I mean... This is the inn, right? Yeah. Sure, let's hear the story.
How do you do?
Like I said, these rustic fables are always great fun. Let me get out something to write with. Pelagina rolls her golden eyes and exhales for an extensively long time through her nose. It was built at the time of Hadrit's rebellion, and Adrian Lady Thenu once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, the rest is said to be buried under the village. Anyway, she struck to the side of the empire in a contingent of Duke Hadrit's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area. Yo, what's up, Master? Turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprung up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thynu's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction. Mortared into a wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their new town. Go on. Deerwoodens are an ornery lot, and more these new neighbors met, the more they argued, and then realized they didn't agree on much beside ousting the old lord. The biggest divide was over the Landfathens and their nearby ruins. Hadrit's Knights and their supporters wanted to keep the peace, but the group of misfits with more anarchic learnings that had formed in town wanted to go after the tribes the same way they had gone after the Lord. Soon the villagers were fighting with each other as much as with the Adrians. In the end, memories of the Broken Stone War and the War of Black Trees were fresh enough that the Dutch soldiers won the day. Most of the other villagers came around eventually, but some of the core troublemakers left to join the front lines of War Defiance and others. I've heard found their way into the Gilded Compass, the most forward-looking of the Landfathen tribes. I don't know if I believe that part myself, but it makes a good story. There's a portrait of one of the chief rabble-rousers and his rival in the peacekeeping faction. Someone's idea of a joke. I don't think they were particularly amused. So... what about you? I don't know if I read that one yet. Gotta find somebody that knows about the ruins. Anything up here? Let's see here. We have armory. So let's go in here.
Gods keep you.
What's been going on, Deerford? Oh, we're a quiet little town. Not much happens here, especially not since the legacy hit. People realized they couldn't have babies and stopped trying altogether. And that takes a lot of excitement out of the day-to-day, if you can believe it. What do you have for sale? Ooh. Oh, man. Crits can inflict prone? Oh, that'd be so nice. I want all of these, but I can't afford it. I mean, I can, but I would be broke. Alright. No one in there knows anything. So, I think we're going to start at the left. Go to the Temple of Barith, I guess. Not stealing, don't do that. Darford Mill. Let's go to Grieving Mother. We're over here, we'll go right to left. The middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in brown leather cloth draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separately stringing colorless vegetables to a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables onto a small, cradle-like basket in front of her. She doesn't greet you as you approach. You're not sure she even knows that you're there. Excuse me. The woman doesn't respond. She keeps stripping the heads from vegetables in a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she heard you. Study the woman. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman. Unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seem more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet you suddenly notice that she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the town folk you've seen. There's a strange blur to her, even though her motions of her hands seem to be plain like threads with lack of color, in a shape that lacks interest. It may be she's half-minded or deaf, but something feels wrong as you watch her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks down, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver and wrapping around her hands. She's forming a soul cradle with the threads, spreading a net in front of you. Each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles, almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath the plateau, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist. Although whether it is actual mist or distance or a recollection. Resting the curve of a natural arc above you is a great copper bell, half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau is soaked in the sun. The rock beneath you is rough and warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours having changed along with the surroundings. You hear a soft series of chimes like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth. Filling your senses and thoughts, the mist rolling softly into a sealed chamber, and focus on the chimes. The chime coaxes you deeper into the memory. You are certain it is a memory, a warm one. You are on the stone of a plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver white, shimmering like Audra. The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists, and on your hands. Your hands are in motion, weaving not thread, but gathering, tenderly moving along the first movements of Bareth's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head. You're turning in your grip. its head slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel the distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's laboring, breathing, crying out. Focus on the child. As your hands move, you hear the sound of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of the memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort. Of that you are certain. Draw the child forth. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causing the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth, and as it does, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of a naked woman before you. You are holding a small child, still wet from the womb, before you. The child cries out, a cry full of life, full of soul. The ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul, but it is there. It is alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child. You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before. As your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from cords on your wrist. And where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting to the world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here, the child is safe, and the top of the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memories persist. Slowly pull back, retreat from the memory. With effort, the scene bleeds of colors, your mind becomes your own again. There is no pole, no anchor, yet the sound of chimes remains. As they existed in the memory, they sound here as well, but they are hanging from the woman's braids on the wrist of the woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrist is sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman still sits before you, but there is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her from her form like streamers. Her hair streaks of black and run through silver. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize that you see is not what the world sees. You are perhaps the first to see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she's glad to at last be seen. Who are you?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
There's a light touched on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of touch. Reaching up to the air between you, you hear the chime on her wrist sound softly. Her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance. She speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. Cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm. The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
I encountered a baywake, yes, and it did something to me. Her hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly once again. The woman stands uncertainly, as if she's been sitting for some time and is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt. Yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It is almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her. The image on the plateau, yet the image is so clear, so sharp, you're surprised she didn't feel you there.
To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift.
I've never been able to do that with a living person except with you.
So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. We cannot tell if it is carving new channels, or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
There is a silence as though it seems the last of a heartbeat in your thoughts. It stretches out between the two of you like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, you realize she wants to ask you a question but can't form the words. As if some of them is painful, there are simply not enough pieces. Simple thought, do you wish to travel with me? With a wave of fear, gusted with the strength of relief, although oddly her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates and you feel strength and certainty as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you and a calm sky looks down upon you. Ooh, a cipher. Oh, man.
Farewell.